This is Superplate. This is a template generator for Next.js, and it has several plugins inside like Tailwind, Bootstrap, Chakra, and Design, and a lot of other things, including GitHub Actions. So what this generator do is that it will allow us to generate a Next.js code base that has all these tools or plugins set up for us. The documentation is here, which is pretty good because it is well structured. You can see, for example, if we click this get started, and then you can see what kind of UI framework that they include, like Tailwind, Bootstrap, Chakra, and then what kind of deployment that they can support, which is Docker, hooks, state managements, and then linting tools, testing. So a lot of things here. So let's start from here. npx superplate CLI. We open item, my terminal, and then we copy this command. Let's just put it superplate for now for the project name. We wait for a while, and it should be finished by now. Okay, it asks what will be the name of your app. We give it Superplate as the name, enter, and we're gonna use Yarn. Which UI framework we want to use? Tailwind. What kind of CSS preprocessor are we gonna use? Let's use style components. Do you want to add style system? Yes. And the features, you can press space to select a feature here. Space and storybook, yes. SVGR, yes. Environment variables, reverse proxy, bundle analyzer, GraphQL, and GraphQL requests. Okay. Usually I use GraphQL request for the backend and Apollo GraphQL for the front end. Press enter. And the hooks, we're gonna use SWR, yes, and React use, and yeah, let's see if we can use React query here. Press enter again, and the state management, whether we want to use any of this. Let's not use anything for now, none. Enter. And the internationalization, let's use this one. I internalization next, and then linting tools, ESLint, next. Do you want to use Lean Stage? Yes. Testing framework, testing library, E2E testing framework. Let's use Cypress. And Docker integration, yes, Docker file. Continuous integration, we will use GitHub Actions, and yeah, it's going to set up the code base for us. Installing package. There are some warnings here, but it's not a problem. Usually this warning is because of the dependencies or some version issue. Okay, so it's finally done. It took around 15 to 20 minutes. Now we can see Superplate directory inside, and this is what we have. And we can open VS Code from here. And here we are in VS Code of our recently generated Superplate template. We can start by starting the server yarn dev. You can see if yarn dev is actually there. From package.json, okay, they have yarn dev here. We start the server yarn dev. While we wait for the server to start, let's see what we have inside this code base. We have these pages. This is just a usual Next.js structure, and the underscore app, underscore document, index, which is for the index page, and then we have source here, components, definitions, etc. We also have this tsconfig that defines our absolute imports. We can check it here. So all the absolute imports or absolute path are already defined by the template. Add components, add public, and all these things, which is very good. We have the storybook in .storybook here, and we have GitHub Actions here. And let's see, oh yeah, we have Cypress here, and then test is here. We have just config, just setup, and index. Yeah, I think that's mostly the structure that Superplate gave us. And let's start again the server. We can open this in our browser to see how it looks like. So yeah, we are here. We can see the index page that Superplate gave us. We see all these things inside, and let's see if we can actually use Tailwind out of the box from here. So we go to VS Code. Well, first we can see the Tailwind config file, which is this one. All this. So let's just go ahead and try editing the index page. Index, and let's put something in the cards. Let's open the cards. Card index. Yeah, we can see all these Tailwind classes. And if we change something from here, let's say, let's just put a background here just to see if it works. Save, and here we are. Yes, Tailwind is enabled. And let's see if we can use storybook out of the box. So we open new terminal. If you see package.json to run storybook, you just run yarn storybook like this. So yarn storybook. Let's wait for a while. Okay, storybook is generated. Now we can open it in localhost 6006. It's empty because we don't put anything yet in the VS Code. So let's start by putting something in our storybook. We can see components, and then we can open button, and we can try put a story file here, index stories.tsx, and we can put this boilerplate for storybook story just like this. We import meta from storybook add-ons, and then we import our button, which is just import button from index, because here we have the button export cons, and then that's it. Basically, we can save this, and storybook will include our button here. While we wait for storybook, you can notice here that the components is inside a folder. So all components live inside a folder like this, and then each of this folder will contain the actual component in index.tsx file, and then you can also put the story file as index stories.tsx. You can also have this spec for the component test. So this is the structure that Superplate give us. I think if you want to put some of your GraphQL operations or maybe control code or etc., you can just put it inside this same directory for any corresponding components. Let's go back to our storybook. I think it's done. Yes, it's built, and then we can refresh the storybook here to see if the button is actually there. Let's put this is a button, and then oh yeah, because this is an error because we have this kind of markdown here, but we set the file extension as tsx, so this should be mdx, and Superplate has set up, and then we can reload this. Yeah, we can see introduction here. This is a button, but we have not put our button yet, so we can just put the button here, button, and hello. Save it, and it should reload here. So this is our button here. So that's it, I think, for Superplate. Is amazing template generator. We get so far by just generating the codes and selecting which plugins we want to use from Superplate, and we have storybook, mdx, graphql, tailwind, style components, react testing library, everything out of the box. So I think it's gonna be of your interest to check this Superplate, and the GitHub is here, pancode/Superplate. Alright, that's it. Thanks for joining me.